What is the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society?
What are you talking about? It's who we are.
No, I get it. Everybody needs a gimmick. But what exactly is it?
You'd be better off asking that to one of the ladies.
I'm asking you.
Well then, from what I've heard, it started out as a kind of halfway house. Zinnia's mother had I'll just say a side business. That's not my story to tell. But the building was empty. Saffron and Zinnia found a use for it.
That can't be it. Just proper use of ideal real estate?
No, one of Zinnia's friends got into some trouble. This lady's ex had come back to town looking for her and had trouble on his mind. The lady and her daughter. They needed a place to hide out, someplace unfamiliar, one they'd never be found in. That's when Zinnia remembered this place.
So it's a place where they take in strays.
You make it sound like a dog pound. That's not it. After these two were safe, others need help too. Women, girls, children, the abandoned, and the unlucky.
But just women? Seems exclusionary.
Is 90% of the world not enough for men? Can we have nothing for ourselves?
Well said. Go on.
Soon it became more than a place to hide, bigger than a refuge. Zinnia started teaching them to defend themselves, and Saffron helped to educate. Together, they helped these women find new lives, possibilities they'd never dreamed of.
And you?
Another stray, but one who didn't want to leave. This time, they were the ones who needed help, and so I volunteered. Organization doesn't come naturally to either of them, which includes balanced budgets and maintenance schedules. I deal with the boring so they can be extraordinary.
Don't sell yourself short.
We take in the unlucky, but it is the formidable we keep. Now, Gertrude, are you ready?
As I'm going to be.
Then let's begin.
Virgil, my good man, there you are.
Is that my little brother under that mask? Torsten, welcome to Massalia. When'd you get in?
Only just. Quite the masquerade you've got underway. Practically anyone who is anyone is here.
But not father.
Oh, pish. You know he's much too busy to stop what he's doing for something so frivolous. He'd say,
It wouldn't be efficient.
Precisely.
How are things on the Eastern Front? Any progress selling the message to our comrades in Russia?
It's slow going. They don't see things quite the same way. It's all a process of managing their expectations, figuring out what they really want, and then finding the group we can blame for keeping it from them. But you didn't summon the other 5 of us here for a progress report.
In fact, I did not.
So, spill?
In due time, before everything else, getting ready is the secret of success.
Oh, I think you've exceeded the quota of quotes from Father for the day.
And what are my 2 brothers conspiring about now?
Wouldn't you like to know? How are things in Parcel Post?
We keep things moving along. How's the world of propaganda? Have you started to believe the lies you spew?
Now, this isn't the place or the time to throw elbows. Tonight's a night of unity. Wouldn't be good form to show anything other than a unified front.
Fine. Truce.
Truce. Something wrong, big brother. You appear distracted.
No, I'm fine. It's all fine. It's just I was expecting a messenger by now. He's late.
And we all know how you feel about punctuality.
Excuse me. This is a private conversation.
Oh, I think Virgil will want to hear what we have to say.
Well. Torsten, I'd like you to meet Madame Liberté, Madame Égalité, and Mademoiselle Fraternité.
Another member of the 6? It's like a family reunion in here.
Gertie, would you mind explaining how these no-good do-gooders got into my exclusive party?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
But where are my manners? It is always best to bring a gift when meeting the host of a party. This is for you.
Your messenger got waylaid at the door, but we promised to deliver it for him.
Nice guy, but not the brightest bulb on the marquee.
You will also notice that your seal is intact. We wouldn't want you to think we'd looked at its contents.
That just wouldn't be proper.
Hellfire. Son of a biscuit.
Something wrong?
You know very well that it is.
Then how about enlightening the rest of us?
Yes, please, don't keep us in suspense.
My shipment, all my provisions, they're gone.
Provisions? Gone? I'm not following any of this.
I was transporting a large amount of cargo into the city by train.
You lost your train?
No, the train showed up. The doors are all still locked, but inside, it was empty. My men say
What do your men say?
the only thing left in the final car was a bloody sheet tied in knots.
Disgusting.
No, well, yeah, but it's important. My soldiers knew. They say the Les Lavandieres took it all.
Les Lavandiers? Come now, you don't believe that old wives' tale?
Of course I don't.
But I'm guessing your soldiers might.
Reckon so.
Are you putting this all together, Virgil?
Because I'm totally lost.
All the planning, the time, the money, and it's all gone. Dead. That train didn't stop the whole journey here, running at top speed through the night and filled with armed guards. How the hell did you do this?
Well,
Ah, Massalia, at last I am in your embrace again.
it's been far too long since I've had the sand between my toes.
I was afraid we would return home to find our city had forgotten us. But she is just as welcoming as ever.
One of the best things about travel is returning home to find what you've left behind.
And what we left is trouble. More of the sycophants of the Emperor have moved in, changing businesses, building more god-awful estates, forcing the good people who have lived here all their lives to uproot, changing all they know.
The people are tough. They've handled worse. They can handle this. Plus, we're here to help. They haven't beaten us yet.
Nor will they. Not while I have my sword in one hand and your hand in my other.
Always. I'd love to lie on this beach all day, but time and tide wait for no woman.
Ladies, she's here.
Encore une fois.
Something like that.
I love these little seaside cafes. You can watch the waves, or the swimmers, or the pedestrians strolling by. So much life to observe. And a fresh pot of tea with which to enjoy it. Shall I pour?
I had thought our alliance was at an end, but you don't seem ready for battle.
There are many battlefields and many types of combat. But in truth, I'm just here to talk.
To talk. You just happened to be in the neighborhood and wanted a cup of tea and a chat.
Not buying it.
Ah, so we are going to talk tough. Fine. Then we'll try this another way. Have you ever been to Brazil? Wonderful place, full of amazing things. The rainforest is like nothing you've ever seen. I've got a small plantation down there. Coffee, of course. I think it's going to be big. But while we were setting it up, my workers kept dying.
The way your family treats its employees? I'm not surprised. They're no better than expendable resources to you.
Fair point. But this wasn't that. They would be working and suddenly drop dead. Couldn't figure it out. But then we discovered it. Phonotria fera.
Some kind of plant?
A spider. It's called the Brazilian wandering spider. We learned how to spot them. Now my plantation has 2 crops. These spiders, they're very hard to spot and quite deadly.
This is you threatening us.
If that's how you want things to be, then yes. I'm not some idle miscreant. I have considerable resources at my disposal. We are allies now. I would suggest you keep it that way for as long as you can.
Alas, then, you have business to discuss?
As a matter of fact, I do. The Last Roundup. You remember that?
Your brother Virgil's big plan for taking out the rest of his family and becoming emperor. We remember.
Good, because he's putting it into effect now.
Now? What do you mean now?
His troops are being brought in from all over the place. Quietly, secretly. But he's moving his forces into position. He's settling up the game board for his big gamut.
What can we do?
I've got an idea. My strength is in knowing the details. I move things from place to place. I know how that process works, and I'm very good at it. Transporting that many men, once they arrive, the one thing that you're going to need is...
Food.
Exactly. Well done. We make it so he can't feed his troops and suddenly they're not so loyal, not so ready to fight.
How is this food coming into Massalia?
By train. Weapons and soldiers. They cause a lot of attention. That's on the slow and steady path. But couple of boxcars full of food, no one bats an eyelid.
How much food are we talking about here?
The good news is that it's one train. The bad news is that it's 5 boxcarts worth.
That's what? 200 tons of food? How big is this army?
You do the math. Virgil's bringing in foreign troops from all over the world. Major Orca's forces were just the start.
What would you have us do?
Simple. Attack the train and blow it up.
Blow it up? Are you crazy?
Oh, come off it. You can do it outside the town.
That's not the point. Aside from the track being used for more than just your dirty business, all that food gone to waste? Your ilk may be stuffing yourself, but people are still starving.
How my heart bleeds. It has to be done this way because we need to send a message. If we just steal it, next time they send it in armored boxes with gun-toting guards and nothing will stop that train. My way is best.
We beg to differ.
You gals are smart. Well, some of you. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to you, but you only have a week.
1 week? This is impossible.
Think so? That's why I say to do it with dynamite. 1 week from tonight, my brother is hosting a masquerade ball, a display of wealth before his play for power. I want confirmation of collateral confusion that night.
And no one dies.
That's on you. I say you can't catch a shark without blood in the water, but to each their own cowardice. Screw this up, and it'll be bad for you and every one of your precious populace.
We understand.
Wonderful. Well, it's been so fun catching up with you, ladies. We must do this again sometime. How about in a week? Until then.
I really hate that woman.
We don't have time for such sentiment. There is much work to do and not much time to do it within.
You've got a plan.
The start of one. But it's going to be complicated. It's going to take all of us.
We're all here.
No, I mean all of us.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so we've got a huge, heavy train designed to not stop carrying tons of food. We need to steal all the cargo, not kill anyone or blow it up, and also make a big enough splash that they won't just try it again. So, Zinnia, what have you got?
A complex idea. We need to break this down into pieces.
Our first problem will be getting the cargo off the train.
I think I have a way to make that happen. Let's leave that off the table for now.
Fine, but the next part will be this. Where do we put it all?
We need someone who knows the terrain.
The history of the area would be even better.
I've got just the gal. And you're sure this place is safe?
Absolutely. These caves haven't been open in years. Pirates used to use them, but this cove was thought to have been destroyed during a shelling by the Spanish Armada. I only recently discovered them.
Thank you, Cynthia.
After all your help with Minister Aqueous at the tomb of Lady Hyacinthe Dupont, it's the least I could do.
So, that's the where handled.
Despite Gertrude's assurances, I'm not so convinced that this train will be unguarded. I expect we three will be occupied. Another fighter might be helpful to us.
Oh, I got it! Zinnia, you're going to like this.
How'd I end up with this crap detail? Stuck in a train, guarding food, surrounded by smelly soldiers. Join the Legion, they said. A life of adventure, they said. Kill the foreigners, they said.
To kill is far too easy a thing.
Huh? Who are you? How'd you get in here?
But to brandish a weapon of death, dangerous to both wielder and foe, and not kill, that is wherein true skill lies.
You aren't supposed to be in this car. Come with me to the stockade, or you're like to get hurt.
Pain is part of the learning process. Unavoidable, really.
Crazy lady, I yell and this whole place will be filled with soldiers upset that I woke them up.
I want you to know your life and your fellow troops' lives are not in danger. It is likely you'll remember little of the encounter, save the humiliation you are about to be handed. So please call your friends. Skill means nothing if it is not challenged. On guard!
Carmen Crimson, my old master. It will be good to see her again.
So that's the fighting handled. Here's what I'm concerned about. Morale. These are paid fighters. A minor setback with food isn't going to stop them. We need a psychological factor.
Like what?
I don't know, but I know who would. So that's it. We need to really get in their heads. What do you think, Mom?
Tricky. But I've learned that soldiers can be superstitious. We've got lots of different regions represented here, so it's better to go wide and vague. After that, the rumor will get legs of its own and their fears will do the work for you. There's 3 of you, right?
Yeah.
I've got just the myth. The Midnight Washerwomen. They show up before terrible events to wash the blood-stained clothes of the dead. Little stage direction, you could put the fear right into them. And of course, communing with the spirits will help.
You mean like a seance?
No, I mean it helps if they're drunk. Makes them more susceptible to the idea.
Oh, I've got a guy for that.
I don't know what's taking so long. They were supposed to be here hours ago.
That should give us plenty of time to finish this bottle then. Right, fellas?
Don't you think we've had enough?
Depends. Is the bottle empty? Then no, we have not had enough. Let me top you off. Cheers.
Hey, who's that over there? Are those women?
Well, this night is looking up. But wait, no. It can't be.
What's your problem?
It's just an old story my gran used to tell. Never mind, you'll think it's silly.
What story?
Well, boy, have you ever heard of Las Lavanderas?
Vitus is in, so that's the spooky stuff taken care of.
We're really going to dress as ghostly washerwomen?
This will not be the most ridiculous outfit you've ever worn.
Hush you.
We'll need to store the food in a cave quickly and quietly. Far as I can see, this is just going to be grunt labor.
Since we're calling in favors, can I get one too?
That depends.
I think you'll be okay with it.
What y'all got here is pretty solid granite. Real strong stuff. They might have been pirates, but they knew their stuff when it came to carving tunnels.
Wow, that's so interesting.
The truth is, you didn't really need a geologist for this.
We didn't ask you for help because you're a geologist.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to see you again.
Well, gosh, ma'am, I'm plumb pleased to see you too.
Oh, well, good.
But, well, we should probably get all these here crates broken down.
Yeah, of course. Back to business.
Goldie?
Yep, we're right here.
You said we was moving food, right?
Uh-huh.
'Cause, lest my eyes deceive me, this last box, well, that ain't food.
Oh my. Thanks. That'll be fun. Which still leaves us with the biggest problem. Getting cargo off a moving train.
Zinnia, it's time.
I understand all the rest. Sounds needlessly complicated. But fine. It's just set dressing. How are you going to accomplish the main event?
By associating with another unsavory character. Vieil ami, nous avons nos différences, mais ton pays a besoin de toi.
What? I don't understand you.
Apologies. The exchange took place en français. I enlisted the aid of Lady Linear.
The super criminal? Wait, I thought she was working for us. One of us anyway.
She was left a bit disillusioned by her dealings with Lord Buxton Blue, but yes, she remained in that camp. Until I told her about the soldiers.
She was mad we didn't use her automatons instead.
No, Danielle is a complicated woman and often misunderstood. She loves France to an obsessive level. And when she heard your brother had brought in the foreign troops to lay siege to a city in France, she offered her assistance immediately.
She's building something for you.
She is. Your side is so obsessed with automation, with your mechanics, your assembly lines. But this can work both ways. What 20 men can do slowly, one automaton can undo quickly.
She's making you a robot.
Oh, two, actually. Victor and Hugo. Victor will disassemble the car, Hugo will offload the cargo, then Victor will rebuild it.
And what did that set you back?
That bill will come due later. And I see that look in your eye. Once the job is finished, these workers have been instructed to throw themselves into the ocean, lest they be drowned.
Vive la France!
Well, let's just say it was complicated.
Perhaps we can help with understanding. Spin you a story. If someone was to raise an army, one would need to feed them.
If that food suddenly disappeared, that's trouble.
At least these soldiers are getting paid so they can just buy food for themselves.
However, if one was to sneak food in on this mystery train, why not also put a payroll in it as well? Or it's not, yes?
However, if the train was robbed, they got the soldiers' pay too. But a hardy soldier, even a mercenary, knows sometimes these things happen.
And surely 2 unfortunate things don't mean anything. It's just bad timing.
Bad luck tends to come in threes.
But if a real bad omen was to show up, say an appearance by creatures known to appear before doomed battles, that might be the third strike.
I'm a little fuzzy on sports, but aren't 3 strikes a bad thing?
I believe it means that you are out.
Virgil, what's going on?
None of that matters now. All right, Gertie, you got me. The last roundup is dead.
Ha! I mean, well played, brother. But this round goes to me. Come along, ladies.
Not so fast.
Now, Virgil, if what you say is true, you know the rules. Immediate retaliations are forbidden.
Of course, I know the rules. Do you, Gertie?
What? What are you talking about?
You broke the rules, Gertie, and I found out.
You just bitter. All of this was within the law. I used proxies, inside knowledge.
Forget about the train, about the last roundup. This is about Pearl.
Pearl? Your former aide-de-camp? Wait, I thought she was dead.
Very dead. I made sure of that, but not before she stole the Asteri Petra.
Uh-oh.
Ladies, be ready. I'm not sure where this is going, but it's nowhere good.
And it never felt right to me. She was just so loyal, so willing. Why in the world would she just suddenly turn? Why did the leopard change her spots?
Are you two seeing the guards closing in on us?
Pearl steals
Yep.
the star,
I've lost count.
runs right
Do
to
we
the
fight?
enemy, causing
Not
a
yet.
merry
Let's
chase
see how this plays
and
out.
some involuntary detainment.
You mean kidnapping?
Shut it, I'm speaking. And it leads to you enlisting these three and turning them.
We aren't turned.
So I dug, and what did I find? You turned Pearl against me. You used her to spy on me. What'd you promise her? To find her family?
That doesn't matter. Turning of allies is allowed in the game.
But the star is off limits. Her proxy, while acting under her direction, stole it and put it in the hands of the enemy. I don't suppose you have it with you.
It is far from here.
Well, I'll say this, you ain't stupid. Nevertheless, we can't let such a violation stand. Now can we, Torsten?
We cannot. Guards,
Here we go.
grab her.
Let go of me!
Gertrude Wolcott, you violated the rules of the great game, and your involvement is now forfeit.
No, Dustin, don't do this! I'm your sister!
That's it? She's just kicked out of your stupid game?
That's not it. Tell him, little brother.
You have been stripped of your ranks, titles, lands, and all holdings. Your accounts will be divvied up amongst the other 5 of us. You have nothing.
Hey, take your hands off her!
Do not get involved, madam. You are currently under protection by the rules of the game as a proxy. But get in the way of the guards doing their duty and...
Do it. See what happens next.
Leave her small clothes. But walk her out the front door in them.
Oh, and congratulations, sis. You won the round. I think you know where the door is.
You?
Yeah, I've heard enough. Get her out of here. And ladies, I'll see you next time.
She's just sitting there at the table. Shouldn't we get her something to wear?
I tried. She refused.
I'm going to talk to her.
Wait, are we sure about this? A cornered animal is the most dangerous.
I'm sure. Goldie, go.
Wish me luck.
I feel like we should be celebrating. We're home. Massalia is safe. The enemy is defeated. Where is the drinking, the dancing?
It's waiting for us, along with our friends back home. But first, we need to deal with this. I got a few messages from our contacts. The mercenaries are all heading home.
And the food?
Being distributed by those who've been most disrupted by the recent changes. What do we do with all the money?
I had been thinking about redoing all the trellises in the garden.
The roof could use some new tiles, too.
The truth is, that money does not belong to us. It was taken from the people. So to them it should return. Perhaps Goldie will have some ideas.
She always seems to. Are you sure about this? It's inviting more trouble into our lives.
What would our lives be without trouble? Besides, we are accustomed to handling such things. They're ready. Come on.
This time they were the ones who needed help, and so I volunteered. Organization doesn't come naturally to either of them, which includes balanced budgets and maintenance schedules. I deal with the boring so they can be extraordinary.
Don't sell yourself short.
We take in the unlucky, but it is the formidable we keep. Now, Gertrude, are you ready?
As I'm going to be.
Then let's begin. What is your name?
Gertrude Walcott.
What brings you here?
My family kicked me out. Took everything from me. Left me with nothing. I don't even have clothes on my back.
And what do you need?
I need help.
What can you offer?
I know nothing. I offer nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing is a good place to start. Touching bottom means there's no place further left to fall.
Gertrude Walcott, welcome to the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society.
Monday Matinee Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society is written by Kyle Olson, performed by Amy Shaw, Anastasia Anthony Plum, Kara Gallo, Justin Kent, Punit Bajwa, Mandy McClanahan, Kyle Olson, Valerie Lavelle, Brooke Unverfirth, and Miguel Rosas. Directed by Kyle Olson, produced by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Monday Matinee Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society is produced by Ox and Hare Entertainment. Follow us on Twitter at Ox and Hare. Check out our Facebook page or come by our website, oxandhare.com, where we've got a couple of sword-swinging ladies, a filmmaker under siege, and a group of adventurers on a doomed quest. Just not all at once. Also, we now have merchandise, so pick up a t-shirt of your favorite swashbuckling lady at oxandhare.threadless.com. Episode 6, Many Hands Make Light Work, concludes Season 2 of Monday Matinee's Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society. But never fear, the ladies will return again. Come along.